Hi, I'm Andrew Rittenhouse. You're watching 5 Minutes with Shane Potvin. Shane is owner and manager of Potvin located at The House. Potvin is a web, print, illustration, and branding design company. So Shane, what exactly is The House?
The House. Well, that was it was a concept myself and a few other people had about a year ago. I was working at home at the time, and I was looking for space, kind of a collaborative space where I could share with potentially other creative people. I had met with Reno Bordelin, who's the owner of, at the time, was Black Kettle Bistro, and he was looking for a space to potentially open up a new cafe, new anything. And at the time, I had my t-shirt line that I wanted to push too. So I was looking for a space that was a t-shirt store, my creative environment to do my branding and illustration, and then potentially have something that was, a cafe involved. So it was like this kind of mix of things. And I spoke with Reno, and then the house was available. It was this old Victorian house on Elliott and Plisher, and it sat empty for years. And so we went through it. I had seen video of it empty, and it just it sparked. It was like, that is it. That's exactly kind of where we want to be. So it was perfect for Reno to open up a cafe and restaurant. I have my studio space upstairs. We've gone through a few iterations. We had a couple other guys that were involved. They've since left, so Reno and I have taken it over and decided I moved up to the attic, this giant attic space. He's downstairs, and then we decided to rent the offices. And it fits, because we want creative businesses, we want people that are like-minded like us, who it's not a space for everyone. It's definitely a space, if you walk in those front doors and it jives with you, then you'll love it, and because we did. And so now we rent space on the second floor to a couple other businesses. We still have one space available to rent that we've been trying to push to get somebody else in there.
Nice. Now, have you been received by the community since you guys have all come together in there?
We've been received quite well. Excuse me. We did a lot of advertising when we first opened. The city, you have to push a lot to get outside. There's a small pocket of supporters, but to get the word out to a much bigger audience is quite tough. We don't have a lot of money for advertising, so we try to do it in creative ways. We try to have events. We write press releases. We get a lot of coverage that way. We get picked up in the Windsor Star and all the local media. So it's been well received. I think it's a new concept for people to get. So it's the first year we find there's a lot of explaining what this was, and so it's been really great. But it takes a few years, I think, a couple of years at least, just to really get the name out there.
Yeah, that was my next question. How's business overall for you guys, do you think?
Business has been good. My business is a little different than the rest of the businesses. My design business is primarily referral based right now, so I get a lot of work. I don't have to do much out advertising. It usually comes to me, so I'm lucky that way. Reno's has been good. It's been getting really busy lately. He had dinners. He didn't do dinners. Now he does dinners. We throw events like the Halloween bazaar next week to get local people, neighborhood people, to know that it's there.
Nice. So you guys are more or less trying to attract local, like-minded entrepreneurs and people like that, right?
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. If we rent space, whenever we have space available, we're not necessarily looking for the lawyer or the accountant to rent space, just because we think that it's valuable to the entire system, that it's creative or like-minded businesses.
Now, who is currently supporting your businesses, or are there anybody that you are hoping to maybe look at supporting you guys, or?
We're personally, we're self-supported right now. Any of the monies we've needed to promote or renovate, that's all come from us. We haven't spent a lot, just because we don't have a lot to put into something like this. you know, any supporter who believes in what we're doing, there are lots of monies that can be used to go to advertising and to, you know, pump up our exposure. But I think we're doing a decent job. I think it takes time, and because it's a new concept for people, I think once it clicks in, I think it'll be good.
If you could see the house 5 years from now, sort of in a picture,
Wow.
what would you see?
5 years from now, what's funny is I think we've created what we've wanted really quickly. I think the idea was so kind of put together when we started that now looking forward, it would be nice to see, you know, the cafe completely bustling. You know, I might have a couple more employees in the next couple of years, and there's space for us upstairs, and then the place filled. There's a store downstairs. Maybe that has, you know, multiple artists selling their stuff down there. But in essence, you know, it is what it is now. And other than maybe some renovations and some exterior work to the building, which it needs a bit, I think we're in good shape. I think all of our business will grow separately, which is the benefit, right? It's not necessarily the house itself as an entity, but I mean, we're all running successful businesses within it, which I think is the core of the house.
What would be one piece of advice you'd have for young entrepreneurs coming up in Windsor's downtown area?
To just do it. I mean, that sounds so cliche, but there's plenty of support in the city for young businesses to get their business off the ground. So just try it. I mean, there's plenty of space. Windsor's the cheapest place to rent space in the country, so there's really no excuses.
Right on. Well, that's it. You've been watching 5 Minutes with Shane Potvin. I'm Andrew Rittenhouse for Mediaplex News Now.